Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to do a video on a turkey vest dump. I'm going to show you guys some of my turkey gear and what I use and why I carry it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Alright guys, before we get into what I have in my vest, I'll show you guys my decoys that I use and the different gun setups that we have. For decoys, I just use a simple, this is a Flextone, just Jake decoy. It's not in strut, not a quarter strut or anything. Just a simple decoy. These are nice because the stakes are built right into these decoys, so you can just pop them out and they're on right there. You don't need no need to fiddle with stakes that are in the back of your vest or anything like that. They're simple, super simple to set up, and they look pretty good. They're a little shiny for my liking. I'm not a big decoy guy. I don't use a lot of decoys. I do have a hen decoy as well, and it's the same thing. With the stakes, they just pop out, and they're real simple. When you pop them back in, they just go in a little pocket right there, and the stakes are always with your decoy. That's primarily why I got these, is because of the stake and how they work. They look, like I said, they look pretty good. But I'm not a real big decoy fan. I don't use them a lot. The last 3 birds that I killed were with no decoys. I'll use them in situations where I really feel like I need them, where a gobbler can come up and he can look down into my setup, and I use them as a confidence thing. So if he comes up and sees, he can hear a hen, but he goes down there and he looks down on the bottom or wherever your setup is, but he has no visual of a hen, there's a chance he could either hang up or get spooky. Now that being said, you can also throw out a decoy, and what's naturally supposed to happen is the hen goes to the gobbler. So the gobbler come up and he could see your decoy, and he could hang up. So it's 50-50 with a decoy. I don't use them a lot. I'll probably use them a little bit more this year filming, just to kind of maybe hopefully take a distraction off of me and onto the decoy instead. For youth hunters, they're great. If a youth hunter, they have a little trouble sitting still, or you need to get away with a little bit more movement, it's great to have something like that to take the turkey's focus possibly off of you. So that's that. As far as what we use for setups for gun, we shoot, as far as ammo goes, we use the Longbeard XR for my girlfriend's 20 gauge, and I also use the Longbeard XR for my 12 gauge. They're both 3-inch number 5 shot. They work great. They're awesome. I killed my bird last year with my gun. I killed that bird at 60 yards. So that's a little far of a shot. It was a situation where it was either shoot and don't get the bird, or you're gonna lose your chance because they're getting ready to go. I shoot a Stoeger M3500. This is a great shotgun. It's made by Benelli, but without the super high price of a Benelli. On the end of it, I have a Carlson's Longbeard XR choke tube. It's a 650 constriction, and then I have a True Glow fiber optic bead on there. The bead that come with this gun, I actually took off. It was a really big red bead. It didn't glow very good, and it was big. So if there was a turkey at 40 yards or something, I pulled up the gun and put it on his head, that bead covered the whole turkey, and I didn't like that. So I switched to a lot smaller bead and one that glows up in light situation, or darker situations a lot better. It's been a great gun. I use it for everything. Turkey hunting, goose hunting, coyote hunting. Everyone's got a different choke, different load. So that's my setup. My girlfriend and her little sister primarily use this youth model TriStar 20 gauge. I have a flush mount full choke in it. It's got a nice little fiber optic bead on it. The Longbeard XRs, I got no problem with her taking a shot out to 40 yards. This gun shoots great. At 40 yards, I believe there's over 50 pellets in an 8-inch circle. So that being said, at 40 yards, perfectly comfortable of her taking a shot, even with 20 gauge. So it's just a stock factory choke tube as well, full. I'm not even sure what the constriction is on it, but that's her gun. And then we have one other gun that we use every once in a while. Say it's regular season. I take my gun out and we bring my girlfriend's little sister along, or a different youth hunter, and they want to use the youth model gun. Then what I'll use is I will either give this gun to my girlfriend, usually because it's a little bit shorter. This is just a Mossberg 835 Ultramag. Takes a 3.5-inch shell. So does my Stoeger 3500. That takes a 3.5-inch shell as well. I only shoot 3-inch just because the way they pattern, I don't really need anything more than that. I don't need to be kicking the crap out of my shoulder. I also have a fiber optic TruGlo bead on this gun as well, and on this gun I am shooting the Primo's Jellyhead choke tube with the Longbeard XR ammo. It shoots very good out of this gun. This gun I'm extremely comfortable out to 50 yards at least. I know when I patterned my gun, I did like 2 boxes of shells because I really wanted to know, what my effective range was. And at 60 yards, I'm not shooting any past 60 yards. And I'll only shoot 60 yards if I have a hung up turkey that is being stubborn. But at 75 yards, I did shoot, and in an 8-inch circle, I had over 20 pellets in an 8-inch circle at 75 yards. So where that comes into play is, say, I have a turkey coming, I gotta swing real fast on him, and he's close, he's like 20 yards or whatever, and he spooks, and I shoot, and I hit him back in the back of the neck, or it wounds him, it doesn't kill him right away. That's nice to have, that I can effectively shoot out to 75 yards, only on a wounded bird, but I can shoot 75 yards to, put that animal down. So that's nice to have, and that's the only time I would shoot 75 yards, obviously. But it is a nice option to have, so if you do wound a bird, or something happens, because it's hunting, it's not called killing, it's hunting. Stuff happens, and you need to get that extra range out. It's nice to have. So that's kind of my decoys. That's kind of our gun setups. The next video you'll see will be going into what's in my turkey vest. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Alright everybody, now that you have seen my gun setup, my decoy setup, and how I have that, I'm going to get into what's in my vest and what I carry. And I'll kind of show you guys where I carry it and why I carry it. So the first things first, gloves and a mask. I just have a simple pair of really light gloves and a light mask. And I carry these. There's an inside pocket right here, and carry them. I can get to them real easy. The next thing I want to talk about is something everybody hates: mosquitoes. I always have some mosquito spray and a Thermacell with me at all times. There's a little pocket in the back here for your decoy stakes that I put the mosquito spray, and then for the Thermacell, I'll always have that tucked down here in the bigger pocket. Next thing we'll talk about is binoculars. I always carry binoculars with me. I use these for if you're coming up to a field and you want to see what might be out in the field, or kind of survey a situation that you don't want to be walking up too close and bumping birds off a field, or maybe you can see birds but you don't know what they are across the field. I use these quite a bit. I've even taken out a binocular harness with me before. So that's kind of nice to have, and I always carry them in my slate call pouch right here. They fit right in there perfect. You know, they don't really add that much weight. They're nice to have. The next thing I'll get into is my ammo. There's little bullet or shell holders right in here. I'll keep them on the inside of my big pocket. I typically only load, 3 rounds of my gun. If you need any more than that, then maybe that turkey deserves to get away. But calls. I primarily use 3 different locator calls. I have a Hooks owl hooter call, and I also have a HS Strut owl hooter call. This is an older call that I've used ever since I started turkey hunting. I put this in one of the pouches right here, and I always keep this one separate because every time you try to put it in there, you hit the other one, makes noise. So I keep it over here. If I really need to cast some sound out, I will use my mouth to owl hoot. I do a lot of turkey roosting, so you guys will see a bunch of roosting videos. I don't get too intrusive with it. I just need I like to have a general location or general locations where birds will be roosted or potentially could be roosted, so I'm not going in totally blind in the morning. And also just to find out if there's birds in the area. I have decent success roosting birds, at least. Roosted doesn't always mean roasted. So you guys will see videos of that. And as far as actual turkey calls, I don't really use much. My primary calls would be this box call. I use this on windy days. This is actually a very special call to me. My great-grandpa gave me this call, and I actually used this call to call in my very first turkey, and was successful on a youth hunt on Easter morning. So that was pretty cool. I keep this box call right in your normal box call pouch, and then everything else that I use is just primarily mouth calls. I don't really carry a slate call with me. If there's a windy day or something, I can use the box call to really cast the sound out. But then I also carry 3 different mouth calls with me. They're all different brands. They all have a different purpose. This is a zinc call. I think it's a custom cutter call. And then I have a Woodhaven. I believe it's the Red Venom. And then a Woodhaven Ninja Hammer. The Ninja Hammer is my go-to call. It's super easy to run. If you guys are looking for a call to learn on or try to figure out, it's super easy to run. It's a good beginner call. And it's my primary call that I'll go to almost every time. You can do everything on it. That's pretty much my turkey vest. I don't really carry a whole lot. These I'll just keep in a pocket right here so I can get to them really easy. Like I said, yeah, I don't really carry a whole lot. I will take a small flashlight with me and a bottle of water or drink my Mountain Ops or whatever, something to drink with me. So that's pretty much, you guys see my decoys, you guys seen the gun setup, now you've seen the vest. Hopefully soon you guys to see it all get put in action. Turkey season's coming up. I believe youth season is the 25th and the 26th this month, and then our regular season is the entire month of May, so May 1st to the 31st. So I plan on getting out as much as possible and trying to bring you guys some video. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the subscribe button, and good luck this season.